Clear as a bell. When I was a baby Christian, around the wow. Try again. Clear as a bell. When I was a baby Christian around 1980, I was in attendance at the weekly youth group meeting. When the youth pastor had finished sharing from God's Word, he asked everyone to turn and pray at their chair. This was new to me, yet I joined in. I turned to my chair, kneeled down in a praying posture, bowed my head, and began to pray the best way I knew how. Mind you, I was one scary-looking dude at 6'3.5" tall, with long scraggly hair, thin, and clothed like a hoodlum. Remember, I'm face down praying at a chair in the middle of a bunch of people I barely know, but somehow trust. When all of a sudden, I was transported to the dirt road of Gethsemane. I'm walking up the hill, and with me is a translucent person that is about 8 or 9 feet tall, with his hand on my shoulder. It was darker than a night with no moon, and people were running frantically in every direction, shrieking and crying. Some had lanterns. Anyhow, the calmness of my host leading me to the top of the hill calmed my nerves. Obviously, something serious had happened. When we arrived at the top of the hill, we were met with Roman soldiers who could barely see and were more concerned about their own safety. I could barely see through the darkness that we were standing in front of 3 crosses. It was indescribable, the amount of emotions that I was experiencing when I realized that I was standing before God's only begotten Son, the Messiah, the Christ, the man who came to set men free from the bondage of sin. I fell to my knees. My eyes were filling with tears as I trembled before him, and I could hear him say, "I did it all for you." As his words were swirling in my brain, I realized that I was again in a room full of young people that were praying. I stood up in shock and bewilderment and exited the building as soon as I could and took a drive to regain my senses. Yet, his message is clear as a bell, even still today. I did it all for you, is his message for you today. Written by G.P.Braaten, 2024.